Okay, so welcome to UCEAP 101. Your adventure starts here. We have a lot of information packed into this presentation, so we'll move quickly. Please feel free to take screenshots of any of the slides. Captions are available if you would like to enable that function in Zoom. We will also have a Q&A session at the end of the webinar, so you can send questions to us in the chat box.
So let's highlight the benefits of studying abroad through UCEAP, the official study abroad provider for the entire UC system. At UCEAP, we strive to increase access to the transformative power of study abroad for students of all races, ethnicities, and socioeconomic backgrounds. We believe study abroad prepares the next generation of leaders with the global perspective and intercultural competence needed to affect positive change in our interconnected world. Our programs are designed specifically for UC students. With hundreds of options available, you will find the perfect study abroad program to suit your needs. While on UCEAP, you remain enrolled in your UC campus, which means you do not need to take a leave of absence during your study abroad program, and your UC financial aid goes with you. Additionally, you are guaranteed that all courses you take abroad will receive UC credit.
We offer you the world. UCEAP has programs based in over 40 countries, and we know that for some students, program selection is all about location, location, location. So when choosing a program, consider where it is you want to spend your time while you are abroad. UCEAP has 7 options available in Africa and the Middle East. These off-the-beaten-path programs could be an ideal fit for those of you looking to stray a bit more from the traditional study abroad experience. From our neighbor to the north, Canada, to the geographically rich region of southern Chile, explore the diversity of experiences available both inside and outside of the classroom on UCEAP's programs in the Americas. Expand your horizons beyond the confines of the traditional classroom experience by exploring the most dynamic cities in the world and immersing yourself in their vibrant culture. In addition to our 2 locations in Oceania, UCEAP also has programs available in East, South, and Southeast Asia. And UCEAP has 15 destinations spread over the different regions in Europe, from large cosmopolitan capital cities to cozy medieval towns. You'll find a location that piques your personal interest and allows you to expand your academic and cultural exploration.
UCEAP programs are developed to help students accomplish their academic, career, and personal goals. There are several types of experiences available for you to consider. So when choosing a program, it's important to ask yourself about your priorities and what you hope to accomplish while abroad. So on an immersion program, you will be in class with local students and select courses from host university departments. With an international program, you will choose classes from a list designed for study abroad students, and you'll learn alongside other international students and get to make friends from all over the world. On our internship and research programs, they provide you with hands-on experience that can be applied to your academic and career goals. And while research and internships are a built-in component of these experience types, they are also optional components for many of our other programs. Additionally, you may be eligible to apply for a UCEAP internship or undergraduate research award after your program ends. So these awards start at $500, and they recognize students who have distinguished themselves through internships and research conducted while studying abroad with UCEAP. Language programs offer the opportunity for you to concentrate on learning the language and culture of your host country. Themed programs, they focus on specific topic or area of study. So it gives you in-depth knowledge on a topic such as business, psychology, public health, or sustainability, for example. Multi-site is just like it sounds. You will visit and study in 2 or more locations and get to explore the unique perspectives in each site. And then finally, with UC curriculum programs, you choose courses from a short custom menu designed for the University of California, while also meeting students from around the UC system.
UCEAP offers programs year-round and for different lengths of time. When choosing a program, think about how study abroad fits within your personal timeline. Our academic calendar starts with summer. Because most universities around the world run on the semester system, many of the programs offered by UCEAP are semester long as well. No worries for quarter campus students though. You are eligible to participate on both our quarter and semester length programs. You will just be abroad longer when on a semester length program, and your units will reflect this.
All right, now we'll talk through some of the academic considerations of the study abroad process. So as we mentioned earlier in this session, as a UC EAP participant, you will earn direct UC credit for the coursework you complete abroad. This means the courses, units, and grades will post to your UC transcript. They will count towards your total units in GPA and can be used to fulfill specific degree requirements like GEs, breadth, or major courses. And as you are considering what study abroad program is best for you, we recommend that you have a conversation with your college or department or major academic advisor. Together, you can review your degree plan, and they may have recommendations for when is the best time for you to study abroad and what kind of requirements you might want to focus on completing abroad in order to stay on track towards your degree. Now, in order for coursework from abroad to fulfill degree requirements, you will likely need to submit a petition to your college, department, major advisor. As part of this petition, you should include a syllabus so that whoever is reviewing your petition can know the topics covered in the course from abroad. The petition process may happen before, during, or after your study abroad program. It really depends on your UC campus or department. And you can find syllabi posted on many UC EAP program web pages, or we will link to our host institution website where you can search for syllabi or course descriptions. And I'm going to talk more about that later in this session. Okay, depending on the program, you may register for courses at the host institution or complete a course preference survey either before your program begins or once you arrive on site. For other programs, the curriculum is the same for all participants, so no registration is required. After your course registration abroad is finalized, you will confirm your courses with UC EAP through the online student portal on what we refer to as a study list. It's the means by which we know every course that every UC EAP participant takes abroad. Then after the program ends, we will enter your grades from abroad into your study list and send them to your campus registrar to post to your UC transcript. Now, one thing to note is that grades from abroad are not available as quickly as grades at your home UC. So just keep this in mind, especially if you are a graduating senior. We do have this timeline noted on every program webpage on the UC EAP website, so you'll have a general idea of when to expect your grades.
So money matters. The total cost of studying abroad varies by country due to the local cost of living, round-trip airfare, exchange rates, and individual spending habits. But on average, a year abroad costs about the same as a year at your UC campus. Some programs actually even cost less. UCEAP works with your campus and our partners abroad to make the financial process as seamless for you as possible. As a UC program, UCEAP offers continued UC enrollment and tuition. This means that your UC financial aid travels with you. The students who receive UC financial aid continue to receive grants, loans, and scholarships. All students should plan to submit a FAFSA application. Even if you have not previously received financial aid, you may be eligible when you apply for study abroad. Be sure to apply for a UC EAP scholarship as well, because all UC EAP participants are eligible for consideration. You are also encouraged to look into any other funding opportunities that may be available to you. UCEAP accountants work with our on-site contacts to create a budget for each individual program. The amount factors in your UC tuition, insurance, transportation, visa processing, activities, housing, meals, books, laundry, and much more. It basically includes everything we expect you will need while on the program. Your campus financial aid office will use your UCEAP program budget to calculate your financial aid package. This means that the amount and distribution will be adjusted to fit your personal situation and specific program cost. Additionally, UCEAP offers an extended payment plan designed to give students an opportunity to pay their UCEAP program fees over an extended period of time. There is no interest charge for this option because the extended payment plan is not a loan. Studying abroad is a personal journey. Motivation, priorities, goals, and needs vary by each individual, and program selection should involve careful thought and preparation. Depending on your personal and identity-related circumstances, there may be additional details that you want to factor into your decision-making process. How do you plan to fund your program? In addition to UCEAP scholarships, there may be other ways to help make your program more affordable. For example, there are a few countries that allow international and exchange students to work during their program. It is possible that some terms may have more aid available than others due to your campus's financial aid cycle. If you are a non-resident, summer programs do not charge non-resident tuition. Do you receive medical care, see a counselor, or take any medication? If so, you will want to contact your doctor well in advance to discuss a treatment plan for while you are abroad. Certain medications, services, and specialists might not be available in some countries, so you may need to make alternative plans. If you receive accommodations at your UC, it is important to know that accommodations abroad are not guaranteed. Early disclosure is important. The process to request accommodations can take several months, and it involves working closely with your campus disabilities office and UCEAP. If you have plans to bring a dependent with you, be aware that there will be many logistics to arrange ahead of time for both you and your dependent. Due to visa, housing, and other restrictions, some programs may not be possible. If you are an undocumented or DACA student, you can consult with an immigration attorney free of charge on your campus to determine if study abroad is right for you. Plan ahead as the preparation process is complex and can take several months or even a year to complete. These are just some examples of things to consider as you search for the destination that best suits you. In many cases, planning early is key, and your Campus Study Abroad office is a great resource on these matters. So now that you know all the basics about UCEAP, let's move on to the application process. Applying for a program involves a couple different steps. Please note that the requirements, process, and timeline will vary by program. A general starting point is the UCEAP website. Browse the different programs available and check that you meet the eligibility requirements. Most of our programs have plenty of capacity, and as long as you meet eligibility requirements and program deadlines, you should be able to participate. Once you decide which program you are interested in, complete your campus's application process by their deadline. Keep in mind that deadlines can be as early as 9 months prior to the start of the program, and some applications are processed on a first come, first served basis. So the earlier you can start planning, the better. In addition to your campus application, you must also submit an online UCEAP application for your program. Applications for most 2024-25 programs will open on November 1st. A link is available on the UCEAP website. And once you complete these 2 steps and are selected to move forward with your application, we will then help you with your application requirements for the host institution and your pre-departure logistics, such as securing housing and obtaining proper visa documentation. On a related note, make sure that you have a passport. Most countries require that your passport is valid for at least 6 months after your scheduled return. The current processing time for US passports is around 3 months, and that does not include mailing time.
Okay, we've covered a lot of general topics so far, but you may now be wondering, how do I get more information? And that's a good question. So here we have listed some helpful resources for you. The first is obviously the UCEAP website, which I will walk through in a moment. Next is a link to office hours where you can schedule a virtual appointment with a UCEAP advisor if you have any questions as you decide on a program. You are welcome to visit the UCEAP YouTube channel to access our catalog of helpful videos. We are also offering an Exploring Your Identity Abroad series with webinars throughout the year in collaboration with the UC Campus Study Abroad offices. So I'm going to exit out of this and show you the website. Okay, so we're on the homepage of the UCEAP website. So if you're looking for programs, you want to go to the menu in the top right corner. There are a couple of ways to search for programs. This Explore UCEAP drop-down menu, you can search by region. And then within each region, we list each country. And if you click on a country, it will show you the list of all of the programs available in that country. Then there's search by field of study. So if you click on any of these, you will see all of the programs where you can take coursework in that field of study. Just one thing to note is this is a list of some of the most popular fields of study at UC, but it's certainly not an exhaustive list. And then search by experience. We talked about these experience types earlier in the presentation. So say you're interested in doing research abroad. If you click on this link here, you will see all of the programs that we have labeled as research programs, and you can do research. So the final way to search for programs is this Find a Program button. And it will take you to a page where you see a bunch of our programs listed with a card that has a little bit of information about each program. And then on the left-hand side is this program filter. We've talked about a few of these already, so you can search by location, by field of study, and by experience types, but there are a few others. So we have 168 programs. It's a lot. So I'm going to walk through an example of how you can filter your program options. So my recommendation would be to start with academic discipline. So these disciplines are very broad academic categories, usually encompassing more than one academic field within them. So I'm going to pick computer science and engineering. And when you select a discipline, it does populate a subfilter called subject areas. And these are more narrow fields of study within the discipline that you've selected. Let's go computer science. All right. Another filter that I really like is this courses taught in. So obviously, if you're planning to go abroad to a specific country and you know you want to study in, Chinese or French, for example, you can certainly select by that. But I also like to use this, say you want to study in English, but you want to see what options UCEAP has besides the very obvious programs in English-speaking countries. So if you select English here, it will show you all of the programs where you can study in English. So we've narrowed it down to 70, which is better, but that's still a lot. So I'm going to continue to apply some filters. So let's go by location, go to Europe, and Spain. Okay, 4 programs. That's definitely a lot better. But the final filters down here, so we talked about experience type before. Term, if you know what term you want to go abroad, say you want to study abroad in the summer, you can certainly filter by that. And then these last 3 filters here have to do with eligibility requirements for the program. So say you're a sophomore and you want to see what programs you are eligible to apply for, you can filter by that as well. So a couple of examples we'll use here. So I'm choosing Carlos III University in Madrid. It's an immersion program. So in a program like this, like we talked about before, you would be taking classes with local students. Um, and you essentially have the entire course catalog available to you. Whereas this Python and data science program is a UC curriculum program. So it's set coursework and you would be, the coursework is designed for UC students. So you'd be in class with other UC EAP participants. Okay, so if you go onto one of these program pages, you're going to see a bit of an overview about the program and then further details about the university or location where you're going to be studying. For more details about the program, you're definitely going to want to navigate between all of these tabs here on the left-hand side. So dates and eligibility, this will show you all of the terms that are available to study abroad for this particular program. It does give you a general timeline for the calendar of the program. And then if you click the drop-down menu, you will see the eligibility requirements for that program. Academics, these are usually, these pages contain a fair amount of information. So you can see, is language study required on the program or what options are there for studying language on the program? You'll see the course registration requirements while you are abroad on this program. And then we do talk about the types of courses available on the program. So this being an immersion program, like I mentioned before, essentially the entire catalog at the host institution is available to you. So we have linked to the host institution website. So you can search through the website to find course information. So as an example, I'm going to look at the international studies degree here at this university. And this is the degree study plan, the list of all of the courses. If you click on a course, it takes you to a syllabus. All right. You compare that to this program. It's a curriculum, UC curriculum program. And because it is a set curriculum, all students are taking the same 2 classes. We have linked the syllabi directly on the website. All right, we do have a section talking about academic culture and then grades. Like I mentioned before, grades are not available as quickly as at your UC campus, so it does give you an idea here when you can anticipate receiving grades for each of the programs. Housing. Every program might have slightly different housing options. So just a quick snapshot here at the top of the housing available on each program. And then further down below is more details about each of those housing types. For cost, again, estimated cost for each term that you could study abroad on this program. And then down below is actually the option to input your particular circumstances, your own information in here, and it will pop out a customized estimate based on your circumstances. So I definitely recommend that you take advantage of that. And support, this will show you, the types of emergency support and on-site support available to you. For example, some of our on-site staff who will be there with you when you are studying abroad. How to apply. So these are the steps that we talked about earlier in the presentation. And then we also have a section on acceptance to the program. I know probably a lot of you are wondering, what are my odds of getting in? So this will talk about it here. Now, we do have a couple of programs, not a lot, but a few programs where we have what's called limited capacity. So we can only accept a certain number of students into the program. So for those, if it is a limited capacity program, we will indicate that here. And we will also encourage you to apply as soon as possible once the deadlines open. Deadlines for this next academic year are opening on November 1st. So deadlines to get your application in, though, they do vary by campus. So to see which deadlines you need to submit your application by, you do want to visit your campus study abroad office website. Let's see here. Oh, yes. The other things I wanted to mention are how to get in touch with us. So we do have a general email here at the bottom, info@UCEAP. So if you have any questions, you can always feel free to just send a message there, and the folks checking that email account will make sure that the appropriate advisor gets your questions. Otherwise, if you've been, searching the website and you have an idea of where you want to study abroad, say a particular program or particular country, you can reach us, the advisors for that particular location, here on this page. So for example, I am the academic advisor for Argentina, but there's also going to be a program specialist and a finance accountant for every single program. So you can feel free to email us directly. And if you have any further questions about finances, I do recommend you visit this Paying for Study Abroad webpage. It talks about funding your study abroad program. And then we also have further information about the scholarships that are available. So I do highly recommend that you visit these web pages. Okay.
So we hope this presentation has provided you with a starting point on your study abroad journey and encourage you to explore the UCEAP website for detailed information about program options, finances, health and safety, and more. You should visit your campus study abroad office, their website, or the How to Apply section on any of the program pages on the UCEAP website for information on application steps and deadlines. Contact information for the campus offices are also available through the QR code on this slide. As mentioned earlier, we also offer office hours where you can schedule an appointment to have a video call with a UCEAP advisor to talk about our programs in more detail. You will find the link to make an office hours appointment through the QR code as well. Once you have determined which program you are going to apply to, you can start an application by selecting the Apply Now button on the UCEAP website. Please feel free to contact us if you have any questions. Our general email is on this slide. We will now move on to the Q&A portion of the webinar. You are welcome to send us any questions you have right now through chat.